Well, good afternoon again. This is episode 106. Episodes back to back today. We just completed episode 105, and this is now episode 106. And welcome to those tuning in around Australia, wherever your address might be, from Sydney to Brisbane, Perth, Darwin, Alice Springs, all around Australia. And good morning to those in Western Australia, and indeed good afternoon to everyone else. Well, today we're going to be talking about being a responsible driver of a motor vehicle, organising a trip away. We've already done part of this, but now here's the second part. Now, when you're a driver of a motor vehicle, you must make sure that you have everything you need to fix the car, whether it's a station wagon, a four-wheel drive, or a sedan or a camper van. And joining me now in the studio from the Labor Day video, here's Oliver. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Barry. Thanks for having me back on another episode. Yeah, there's a lot of responsibilities that come with driving a car, so it's a good topic to talk about today.
Now, if you're organising a camping trip like Kit and I mentioned in the previous episode, make sure you've got everything that you need to fix the car, like your spare tires, your jack, your jumper leads, and everything like that. Here's my offsider for his opening sequence on this.
Yeah, it's very important that you make sure you have some stuff in case something does go wrong. Something to maybe replace your tire. Yeah, you just want to be prepared before you get on the road.
And also, guys, like I mentioned, okay, take the wheels off in case you you find it too far to walk to go to get help. Here's my offside.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky thing when you get stuck like that. So you want to do everything you can to prepare for that situation before it happens.
Okay, now, one of the common things in the bush is a flat battery. Okay, there's still enough power in the coil to start the motor, but not enough to turn the engine itself over. Here's my offside.
Yeah, and often people can it can be something as simple as accidentally leaving a headlight on or leaving a light on in your car, and then if your battery goes out, it can stop your whole car from being able to go. So it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on if you're planning a trip.
So, what you need to do, if it's a manual vehicle, guys, choke all your wheels, jack the rear right side of the car up, turn on the ignition, put the car into top gear, and gently turn the rear wheel, but be careful of clearance to your hands because this can be quite a dangerous task. Here's my offside.
Yeah, there's a few safety risks with a couple of things that could happen with your car, like if you're changing your own tire. So you just want to make sure that before you get on the road, you have some sort of idea of what you're going to do if your tire goes flat. And yeah, maybe if you Google it or you just want to be prepared in case your tire goes flat.
And the same with the batteries. Okay, I have some 6 volt 12 volt batteries to connect. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's a good point, Barry. You can always bring a backup with you, especially if you know that you're going to be going on a long drive. And then just make it a habit to make sure everything's turned off in the car when you stop.
And also, before you leave home, ring the National Parks and Wildlife Service to get permission to camp in some areas. Here's my offside.
Yeah, that's very true. Some places have different rules about camping. You can't just actually pitch a tent anywhere you want, unfortunately. So you want to make sure that you know all the rules and regulations for the place that you're planning on going.
And also, guys, consider whether the area is flooded or there's a bushfire. Here's my offside.
Definitely, if you're planning a big trip, you should always look at the weather and take that into consideration.
Okay, another thing. Do you know where your nearest medical center is or hospital? Consider that. Is my offside.
Yeah, that's a good point. So anywhere that you go, you might want to have a look at it before you go there and see all the nearest emergency points that you can go to, so that if something does happen, you're not stressing out and you've got a bit of an action plan.
And always have a first aid kit made up like your bandages, band-aids, cough syrup, sunburn lotion, suntan cream, aloe vera, tea tree oil, you name it. Here's my offside.
That's a really good idea. Just definitely bring like a first aid kit with all the essentials that you might need in case of insect bites or anything that could happen while you're away, really.
And work out and think about your family's health too before you go because it's no good planning a trip if the family is sick.
Yeah.
Here's my offside.
Yeah, and also if your family are on any regular medications or any health conditions that you just might need to keep an eye on while you're away, you just want to take that into consideration first.
Okay, and also, if the family is sick before the trip, it's no good, and the family's health does come first. And one serious point, never drive in the night. Get to your destination early. Here's my offside.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure when you're driving a car that you've got enough energy and that you've had a good enough sleep. So if you're worried about getting to your destination in time but you're tired, the best option is to always pull over and have a little rest.
Or better still, stop at a hotel for the night.
Yeah.
Have some money for accommodation and bed and breakfast there. Okay, because that's important because if you drive well into the night and you are tired and you and your partner are on your own with the kids and you fall asleep, bang,
Yeah,
here's my offside.
that's what we definitely want to avoid. So just always stop and rest if you're feeling tired. And I think what you said about bringing money for bed and breakfast, I think bringing some emergency money in case anything like that happens and you need somewhere to stay is a really good idea.
And, and if you can't afford breakfast, guys, pack some Weet-Bix or rice bottles in disposable containers which you can throw out, okay, and disposable plates, tea bags, milk, etc. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, just any sort of supplies that you might desperately need and you might necessarily not be able to stop and grab straight away because you don't know exactly where you're going to be. You should definitely bring that sort of stuff with you, I reckon.
And have a couple of rolls of toilet paper too, because if someone has an upset stomach, okay, you may need to pull over into the bush and do your business there. And remember, bring a spade. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to make a little emergency stop on the way. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, something that you want to consider before you go, whether there's going to be places to stop if you go to the market.
And also, if you bring your rubbish in, guys, please take it out. Don't leave it for someone else. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, especially if you're camping in like a nice national park or somewhere where there's going to be lots of wildlife. Just make sure you bring garbage bags and leave no trace.
So this is what this video today has been all about, and leading into summer, okay? Please be a responsible adult.
Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Make sure you've got everything prepared, guys. Okay? Don't be assumed that you've got everything. Don't overload your car, otherwise you will have a rollover and here's my offside.
Yeah, you just want to be careful but not go overboard. So think about all the important stuff you're going to need, but don't bring all the things. Don't bring unnecessary stuff. Make up room.
So we hope that you've enjoyed today's program on this being a responsible driver and organizer of a trip. Our closing message, as always, please don't call 000 unless you need to. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, guys, especially around this time of year, you want to make sure that you only make an emergency phone call if it's really an emergency because someone else could really need that help.
And make sure you've got enough phone coverage in the area where you are. Make sure your mobile is charged up and ready to go. Have two-way communication with the other four-wheel drives in case you get bogged or break down. Here's my offsider with his closing message on this.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you have some way of contacting someone. Maybe if you can even look at where the towns are along the way to where you're going in case something happens to someone's phone. But yeah, that's a really good point. You want to make sure that you can contact someone.
And make sure you know where the nearest workshop is and the nearest tow truck company so that you can arrange for a tow truck or spare parts to be delivered. Here's my offsider to take us out with that message.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point to finish up on. Making sure that in the worst case scenario, if your car can't move, who are you going to call? What are you going to do?
And make sure you've got enough food and water and food for your lunch, your breakfast, and your tea this is where we'd like to end our show today. Oliver, thanks for coming on, mate, and we'll see you next time on the show.
Alright,
And
thanks.
here he is.
Thanks for having me again, Barry. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys again soon.
And episode 107 coming up very shortly. But for now, good afternoon, nearly 25 to 3. Have a good afternoon, guys.
See you later, guys.
Bye bye.